Misfit Monday Debrief. I'm Big Bad Jon. Got Mad Chazzler joining me this morning once again. Lovely to have you. Thanks for being here. If y'all saw that, I timed that perfectly to disrupt his first sip of coffee. Since I can't drink mine yet, I'm going to make him wait too. You're welcome. It's a nice little fancy mug you got there. And that doesn't exclude Hanukkah either. She nails it with them as well. No, we love our coffee. We love our coffee mugs, especially when they tout the things that we are passionate about. Welcome y'all this morning. I don't even have the live up yet on my end, so if y'all are commenting, I'm just kind of looking blind. But he's watching them, and that's why. But again, welcome. We are here live inside Misfit HQ, bringing you another Misfit Monday Debrief. It is December 18th, if you can believe it, which I'm still trying to keep up with the fact that it's 23 and now we're almost at the end. But
I don't know where the time went at all.
I can tell you at least 6 months of it disappeared inside that roaster, and maybe in some of y'all's cups that you're drinking on right now. But yeah, so we got some fun stuff to chat on. Again, keeping it lighthearted but full of fun information that you did or didn't want, but you're getting it anyway because we're here to give it to you. So we'll go ahead and just jump right in and get started. So first we'll go with our business updates. In terms of Misfit businesses, nothing different just yet. We wanted to focus more on y'all and getting coffee in your hands for the month of December rather than going out and pushing for more businesses. But that being said, focusing on y'all, I know we've asked this before, but we're going to continue to because of what we stand for, which is you the people. If there are any businesses near y'all that you're looking for us to be inside of, we've had quite a few of you come up and give us recommendations, suggestions, requests on businesses and or towns that you'd like us to be in. So we will be getting pretty bold, to put it in coffee terms. Pretty bold and stout, you're welcome, with going after some more businesses the start of the year. So if you've got any places that we haven't hit yet and you'd like us to be, just let us know. We'll be hitting all that. But that being said, you can go find all the businesses that we're currently in on our Misfit Businesses page. That'd be misfitmilitiacoffee.com/misfit-businesses. And I don't know if y'all have noticed. If you haven't, go look now. But we've made quite a few updates to the website. And some of the pages, one or two, you'll see haven't changed a ton, but in terms of your landing page, in terms of your coffee pages, descriptions, everything else, we've made some updates for y'all. We got some really good feedback. Shout out to our good friend Steve Smith. I gotta stop slamming the table, huh? How's that? Nailed it. First time. We shout out to our friend Steve. He had slightly older gentleman, different generation, which was good for us because it gave us some good feedback that he got to the website, wasn't really sure where to go. So we took those suggestions and went ahead and updated some stuff, and we think y'all are going to like it. So go take a look at the website. Let us know what you think. If y'all have any requests of things which was have on there because it gave us some good feedback that you got to the website, wasn't really sure where to go. So quick update for next week and went ahead and as you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. Let us know what you think. It'll be a soft close. Y'all have any requests of things we have on there because it gave us some good feedback. Obviously, we will be enjoying. Wasn't really sure where to go. So quick update for next week and went ahead and as you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. Let us know what you think. It'll be a soft close. Y'all have any requests of things we have on there because it gave us some good feedback. Obviously, we will be enjoying. Wasn't really sure where to go. Just a quick update for next week. As you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. Let us know what you think. It'll be a soft close. Y'all have any requests of things we have on there because it gave us some good feedback. Obviously, we will be enjoying. Wasn't really sure where to go. Just a quick update for next week. As you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. Let us know what you think. It'll be a soft close. Y'all have any requests of things we have on there because it gave us some good feedback. obviously we will be enjoying just another quick update next week. As you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. There'll be a soft close next week. We're not have on there because they gave us some good feedback. Obviously we will be enjoying just another quick update next week. As you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. There'll be a soft close next week. We're not have on there because they gave us some good feedback. Obviously we will be enjoying just another quick update next week. As you may have forgotten, you may not have, but we're gonna let you know anyway. I'm gonna keep running my mouth for y'all. Next week, so as we've been kind of leading up with, we will have it'll be a soft close. I say soft because my little mini-me will be in town for the whole week. We'll be getting her this weekend, and then she'll be out here running around and obviously spending the time with her. Some days we'll be here, some days we won't. It will be sporadic, but the thing we know firm is Monday. Obviously, I'd hope y'all be spending that with your family instead of coming out here. So y'all stay home. We won't be open on Christmas. Kind of up in the air in terms of what we do the day after Christmas, depending on all of our schedules as the Misfits. And then throughout the week, we'll be kind of popping in and out, probably a little bit each morning, maybe in the afternoons. But just keep checking our Facebook page, and we will keep y'all up to date with everything that we're doing, based how my little one is feeling and where she wants to be. And for any of y'all who have met her, you know she loves being in here trying to roast coffee, loves being in here making soaps with Princess Magpul. It ends up being a good time. So we'll be kind of in and out, but just so y'all are aware, a little sporadic next week. Take advantage of the Misfit businesses. Go ahead and find them. Give them your support. Support the businesses that support us. In terms of Misfit products, so we are still running all of our deals. We'll be running them through to the end of the year. And especially with next week being a little bit of a softer open close. If any of y'all are looking for anything and you need to get it that week, shoot us a message. You know, we have no problem coming up here and meeting people. If you really want to come and grab it from here, you just give us a shout and we will work it into our schedule. But we've got all those deals running. Still have only 3 of the 300 blackout specials remaining with the fully decorated canisters and all, which are quite wonderful. Got a lot of good feedback from y'all on them. And all of the others, we've got the 30-06 deal. We've got we've got all of them on big and small products. So come on in, take advantage, and especially because the quicker you get some of these origins off the shelves, the sooner y'all are getting some new ones. I don't know if we quite want to let you in on it yet. We might make that more of a wait till next week, give you a nice little announcement. But I see you laughing over there. Excellent. But we've got 3 origins changing. We've got our 22, we've got our 9mm, we got our 45, God's caliber.
You all save up money after Christmas now, because when the 45 hits, you're going to be spending it all. I can promise you that.
And if you're not, then we'll probably be drinking it all. So you're not going to want that because you'll be missing out.
Honestly, I'll pay for what you don't buy because I love it.
It's a good one. It's been one of the most resounding requests that we've had since we switched last time. So y'all can kind of take that little hint as you will. But they're there, and we can tell you that of those 3 origins, most of them they're pretty much gone because y'all been drinking them up like crazy. So come on in, get them while they're still here. Enjoy these while you got them, and then enjoy the new ones once they're out and ready to go. I can tell you they hit all the hopes and dreams that I had for all of them. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So going from there, as far as events go, I say the slight apology, but not really, because it wasn't fully on us. There was a slight, as an old friend of mine used to say, communication F- on the end of when, the event was happening in New Bern. No fault of anyone. It's just you understand that with small businesses, it's things are always going minute to minute, and things shift, and you don't get to share in the up to date all the time. So it was a little last minute that we found out about the Christmas tree lighting in New Bern out at Faith Road Studio Off the Grid being rescheduled to Saturday, this Saturday that just passed. We were on the road heading to East Tennessee, so naturally, we can't be in 2 places at once, and we weren't out there. But from what I understand, the event was still wonderful. And if you get a chance to go out there and visit Mike or any of the other tattoo artists out at Faith Studio Off the Grid, they're phenomenal people. And that's we don't say that just because they're selling our coffee. That was from the moment that we met Michael. From the moment we got to talk with all the other artists there. They're genuinely nice, God-fearing people. So definitely go out, support them. Get some ink if you're looking for it. Get some caffeine if that's what you need, and get them both if that's really what you're feeling.
I'll say sip on coffee while you're getting something.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So with that all being said, that kind of wraps up the start. Now we're gonna get to our discussion, which is both again these which again I'm gonna keep shouting out Princess Magpul for the whole inspiration of going through each brew method, because it's been wonderful because I'm enjoying doing them, but it's also been terrible because it means I can't get to drink a cup on this live until I get to the end, to the middle portion of having a discussion.
That just sounds silly because you're gonna drink both of them anyway. You might as well have one. Besides, if you're gonna go through all this effort, you're gonna need the energy. So obviously, you need to make coffee so you have it ready.
You're not wrong.
See, this is why I'm here, folks. I have that kind of problem solving.
That's it. That's that big brain energy.
Just for those kind of problems, though. Give me a real problem, and I'll have to get back to you. 5 to 10 business days.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Also, we are working on a means for you guys to meet Princess Magpul. Since you hear so much about all the stuff that she's realistically done and all the ideas that she's pitched out, we're gonna be working to try and get a live, so you actually get to meet the master behind the magic.
And when we put that live out, we're expecting y'all to get and heckle her for heckling us. So
I don't think they're gonna heckle her. They're probably gonna understand.
Probably just gonna heckle me.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Anyway, so the brew method for the day, which once again, sporting the lovely Dyer County Cup. Why? Because Dyer County. This is y'all been our start, and it's just paying homage to y'all. We're going with the AeroPress today. I don't know how many of y'all have ever seen one of these. They're a little more obscure. Even when you see people with a pour over, you don't typically see. I know in coffee shops, I've never heard anyone request AeroPress for their coffee. And that's probably because it's a newer, I'll say, device that was created by a guy named Alan Adler back in like 04, 05. Oddly enough, he was actually he's an engineering lecturer out at a college.
Who is?
The guy who made the AeroPress.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, we're engineers making coffee. He was an alleged engineer doing coffee things. But
that actually makes the most sense, because you look at how convoluted the process is just to get a cup of coffee, but it gets you good coffee, which that's what we engineers do.
That's what I'm saying.
Most of them are going to sit there, and they're going to tell you the best possible way to do it if you have 5 hours to sit down and do it.
And so he went ahead and started his as just nothing even closely related. They were originally a toy company.
Which one? Sorry, I am very bad at multitasking. I'm trying to jump between comments,
you're
listening
good.
to the audio, checking things. But
no, the guy who created this, it was originally a toy company. And then back in 04, he decided he wanted better coffee. So he just started working on a way to do it. In 05, he released the AeroPress. And in 2017, they actually sold off all of the toy side of the business, and now they're just AeroPress.
Now we got to figure out a way to make it, like, we need to militialize it.
Right? Militialize. I like it. We're getting that TM trademark, Misfit Militia coffee.
Also, as Princess Magpul is pointing out, because Big Eddie is in the chats, and if y'all haven't tried some of his food is
oh
wonderful.
My goodness.
There's a reason he's Big Eddie, and the only reason I'm not Big Mad Chazzler is because I haven't known him for very long. But I can promise you it'll be in short order. If he keeps bringing us samples, I will be Big Mad Chazzler.
Look, I know that Planetary Design is our partner that sits up here for every single live, and they're going to continue to be. But if there was a partially non-visible partner, I think we could all agree that just from the fuel of food that we have had from Big Eddie for the last 3 weeks alone, I'm pretty sure you could say that he is a life force partner in keeping us up and moving. You've got to try his barbecue, his smoked food, all of it. It's just so good.
Smoked steak and properly roasted coffee. Enough said.
And that's Snore's Smokehouse, by the way. Go find him. Tell him we sent you. There's no kickback. Just tell him we sent you, because he'll take care of you. He takes care of his misfits. So with the AeroPress, So the whole design behind this, it's very similar to the way that you'd run, the way you'd pull an espresso shot. And so you've got more finely ground coffee, which I know you can't fully see, but you can see there aren't massive chunks in there. You take more finely ground coffee. I've got the kettle going right now. You get the water to just about a boil, and then you're gonna go ahead and you'll pour it on top. You'll stir it around. It only sits for about 30 seconds, and then you press it. And just like your espresso makers, you know that they operate under higher pressure, which is why when you put your setup in and lock your coffee with the handle in place, it's just that, it's locked in place because you've got pressure to force that hot water through the grounds. And it's the way it's claimed to be is that it's going to extract flavor really in the same kind of way that we'd look for it with a French press, in that you're getting a quick release of the components that you want from the coffee bean, rather than a slow release like the French press. So I think you trade off a little bit of, I would say, just based on my own thoughts, you trade off a little bit of control with an AeroPress because you're doing it quicker, but you get that convenience. And I can tell you, just quick side story, the flavor that comes with the convenience. What do we got?
The guys said they got tired of working for Santa and wanted him to stay away. Not quite sure what that's in relation to. I don't know. They're like, oh wait, I think he was replying to you.
Oh, okay.
Might be.
But the first and one of the only times I had ever used an AeroPress was back in, I don't know, 2013, I think. A buddy of mine had some really old Dunkin' Donuts beans. This was prior to the days of me ever roasting coffee. This was a bit ago. And I wanted to try, he had an AeroPress, and I was like, that's got to be better. Let me try it. And I will tell you, from what I remember, it was head and shoulders above a normal cup from Dunkin' Donuts, which is...
For you, that's not very much.
No, it's no, even with the short as I am.
We got to give them a better metric.
It can't be head and shoulders. It's got to be, I don't know, like...
I was say, Big Eddie head and shoulders. Now we're talking about a substantial difference. But
yeah, there you go.
We're talking about like 5 or 6 inches.
Trying to think of something with like some extended mag relation, but I don't know. My brain's not working quite that far. We'll get there. But it ended up giving such a good cup of coffee for beans that were old and stale and just had been whatever. I remember tasting it, and at that point I was drinking Dunkin' Donuts a lot. And it was, I know, sad times at Ridgemont High. And it was just, I was blown away, honestly, by how good it tasted. And I always wanted to get one, never did. Our strategist, the strategist, Phil, went ahead and got me this for the holidays, and he was like, nope, I can't even wait, I'm giving it to you. And so I've been messing around with it. Thank you, I absolutely love it. So to show you all how this works, we're going to go ahead and make some. So very simple. You talk about the ratio. We always talk about the ratio of coffee to hot water. And the thing that you will find in no uncertain terms is that no one knows. There is just a plethora of information, and anytime you read somewhere that's trying to explain to you what ratio you should use of coffee to water, it's always going to be, here's the ratio we recommend, but we know that ratio might not fit your taste. And that just goes, it just goes back to everything, right? It's all by preference. All this is it's based on preference. I need more water.
Yeah, you do. What's wrong with you?
But everything.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're drinking our coffee, we know you're a misfit. You're not going to sit there and let someone tell you how you're going to make your coffee. You're going to do it and say, not quite enough, or too much, or just right.
Yep.
Even our recommendations, they're just recommendations. You want it a little differently. That's the beautiful thing. Then that's an art form that's really been lost in our youth today. Is you can do whatever you want. It's all on realistically what you like. But nope, they're told this is how you do it. This is proper. This is proper that, and go from there.
Now y'all can see in here. There's a bunch of foam. So that's your crema that you'd normally get with an espresso shot, which is pretty cool that you can get so much of that in this method. You can even see there's a little bit still left on the top as we're dropping down. So, like I said, and yes, you're absolutely right on the whole, just being lost in the time of our youth right now. That's one of the, if you've met Matt Chazzler in person, you know one of the things he stands most firm on is figuring something out for yourself. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. As a matter of fact, that's recommended. But in anything you're doing it yourself is going to be best. It just to teach you. I mean, I'm not using the recommended grind size right now. Why? Because I tried closer to what I thought was recommended, and I didn't like it. So I'm trying and trying until I find what we like.
That's the thing. Even with Christianity, which we're very big on, I'm not an advocate of just believing what your family believed. I'm not an advocate. Go and you'll even hear us say, go research what we say. If we say something that biblical, especially if it's if you believe in the Bible as well, if you believe in God as well, if we say something and it's something that contradicts what you believe, go actually dig in and do the research and see what all the scripture says about it, because that's how you learn, is by looking yourself. We all have analytical minds. We all have to use it, though. You can't just sit there and take someone's interpretation and say that's it. You may bring thing. Well, what about this? What about this? And if they don't have an answer for those, then you can find out that they didn't account for those things.
Right. And that's why something as simple as coffee is really just another way to express that. The reason we're showing all of these different brewing methods is because there's no one perfect brewing method that's just better than everything else. It's really dependent on your situation, which is why we try to hit all of them. We've got a grinder in the back marked up with every brew method that we come across, so that if someone comes in and says, hey, you got that one thing that you're probably going to sell once a year? Yeah, we got it. We got you hooked up. Because you're going to learn as you do. And then what's best for you is with the exception of strict biblical truths that don't change, you got to figure out what runs best for you. The AeroPress, the cool thing with it, again, like I'm looking at the cup now, if I were to tilt it to you, I would just dump coffee all over the place. So I'm not going to do that because I want to drink it, and that's a waste of product, and I'll get fired again. But it just gives such a nice aromatic, bold cup when you do it this way. One neat little tip I was reading up, which I didn't even realize, if you've got only one AeroPress and you got a bunch of people that want to drink, just add a bunch of extra grounds to the AeroPress, press it out evenly among each cup, and then just top each cup off with water. You're basically making a concentrate and then diluting it to proper taste with extra water. So almost like an Americano, where you just got espresso with hot water. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste real quick, because I mentioned for coffee.
I was say, we're all dying to know if it's really all that in a bag of
Ooh.
chips.
You might want to come try this. I wasn't I'll be honest, the first one I did when Phil got this for me, I wasn't all that excited. Just because I pressed it and I was like, nope, grounds are wrong. Ratio might have been right, the grounds were off. And so I was like, nope, I'm gonna see what they say. Doesn't work, I'm gonna do it the way I think it would work better now. And went ahead, and it's just, and yes, this is one of the new origins that y'all are waiting to hear about, so I can't say what it is. I can tell you it's absolutely delicious.
That's unfair. I'm also realizing I'm not very good at this whole second chair. I'm too much. Every squirrel that runs by, I'm gonna get distracted. I'm like, oh wait, Big Bad John's talking. What's he talking about now? Uh-oh. Oh, comments, look. So,
hey, we told y'all from the start this was all going to be very lighthearted and more amateur-ish in terms of, hey, we're here. We're not putting on a front. The same goofy selves you see outside is the same goofy selves you're going to see here. So
sure is. You get what you pay for with us, which is excellent coffee and just absolute shenaniganry.
Well, since my comments aren't working, what do we got in terms of comments?
Eddie, I guess, called you Goldilocks. I'm gonna stick with that because I don't know what the context of that is. He also laughed when I was harassing you over something.
Excellent.
Aside from that, you have Princess Magpul shouting out Eddie for his wonderful smoked cream cheese, which, if you haven't had, is in fact wonderful. It's something you didn't know you needed in life, but you definitely do.
He's right, you know.
Smoked cream cheese is
excellent. Well, so that's the AeroPress. Again, the cons of it, I guess you'd have to, because just full disclosure first, the hardest part is figuring out your ratio. It's not that hard to press it. It's not that hard to set up, and cleanup's real easy. You've got a little filter under, like, as a barrier between the grounds and where the coffee's gonna come out. So cleanup's real simple. Everything's nice and easy. It's a like a tempered plastic of sorts, so you can sure dishwasher and all is probably fine. But figuring out that ideal ratio, the amount of water, the amount of grounds, and then if you like the boldness of it, because you get as you get these bolder flavors, some people don't necessarily go for that. So if you want a nice bold cup of coffee, again, like espresso, it's the way to go. As far as the pros, again, easy cleanup. They're fairly inexpensive. We might look into getting them here if enough people show interest that y'all would want to be able to purchase and have shown to you how to use an AeroPress. We've had a lot of people get French presses here for the first time and go absolutely nuts over it. Shout out to you, Will, because Will, you're one of the last ones to buy it most recently, and you've been loving yours, and we're happy that you are. But I'd say it's a surefire. If you want to really get that whole around the globe, try every kind of coffee maker you can get, AeroPress has got to be there on your list.
And the thing is, the more you guys get into these kind of complicated brews, and the more we're finding out that you're really liking these, you're really wanting these. One of the big things for us is how do we bring good coffee to the people conveniently, because nobody's got time nowadays. Everyone's working.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not working, you're probably, some of you may be working a side job just because the cost of everything has gone astronomical. And so our big thing is bring good coffee to you in a convenient manner, and we'll be looking for different ways. We'll have a starter pack of as far as like what ratio we think is working. You can go from there, and if you need it adjusted, or if you find you begin to understand it enough that you want it, we can adjust it to how you need it.
Yep, that's what we're here for. We're here to get you the coffee and then get it to you the way you want it. So definitely let us know. With all that being said, just a quick little shout out to what's coming up next week. I know this is probably one of the most cliche things anyone can possibly say, but I hope everyone is truly in the mindset of remembering that, what we have coming up for Christmas. No, we understand it's not Jesus' actual birthday. Like, there's all of that, but we do, and there's always the Jesus is the reason for the season and this and that. Don't just think about presents, but really and truly, like, it's, people act like Thanksgiving is the only time to be thankful. We act like Christmas is the only time that we should be remembering Christ's birth and death. And I think one of the biggest things we can say right now is, yes, we have deals for you. Yes, we've got plenty to talk about and bring you coffee and bring you this and that. But if that's the thing that's fueling the season, then we'd rather not. We'd much rather you be focused on what's important. God has given you life. God's given you a family. If you've got a full bunch of kids, amen, hallelujah, praise the Lord. If it's just you, God's still giving you life. He's giving you friends. He's giving you your immediate family. Remember those things for Christmas. Remember the fact that Christ died. We talk so honorably about our soldiers, and we will. Like, people are giving their lives for people. Jesus did it 10 times over, and it was for eternity. And so it's something to remember that, yes, it's wonderful that we get the day off. Do your best to, I guess, in lack of better words, not squander it. Let's remember the reason that we've got it.
And I mean, I know for us, we have so many things that, like, getting each other Christmas gifts, it's just thinking about, oh, now I have, hey, this thing's really nice. We're already over capacity as far as the storage in our house. Now I got to look for things to get rid of. Or, for my family, I have a big family, and it's like, what do I get people who are able to afford everything that they want?
No.
And it's, for kids, yeah, they'll appreciate having that toy. But America's not in the condition that it's at because kids aren't getting enough toys. America's in the condition that it's at because family isn't being prioritized enough. These kids are being raised essentially by the public schools because the parents are busy trying to provide, trying to give them better this, which isn't a bad thing. But when you're not the time with them is going to be far more valuable to them when they're older than all the stuff that they can get this night.
No. And honestly, we'll even put our money where our mouths are on that. If you really feel that you need coffee for the holidays and you just can't swing it, we'll work with you. Come on in, because again, this is coffee comes second. Whatever work. We were just saying it this morning. If God decides he wants to bless someone, then we're not going to stand in the way. Hey, you get a blessing. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So just wrapping that up there. Remember, go check out the website. We got a bunch of new stuff, just a whole new look to it. Let us know. Drop in the comments here. Just shoot us a message. Let us know what you think. If you like the changes we made, if it's easier to navigate, make sure you come in and still, if you're able and willing, enjoy the deals we've got for you, because we've been stoked to be able to give them to the people that have come in and purchased them. Make sure you buy what we got so we can get you new Origins out, and just keep asking us caffeine questions, and we'll keep coming up with more stuff to show you like this.
Yep. And remember, like, I know society tells you that you always have to be nice and you always have to be polite, but remember that we're misfits, so you can deal with us very differently than society tells you, and we can't get better if you guys aren't telling us even the brutal honesty. I mean, even if you think the one thing you want to tell us that our website sucks and that we really need to do that helps us tremendously, because the better we get it for you, the people, the more you're going to want to use it.
I mean,
so it helps you to be brutally honest with us.
That's how our good friend Steve was with us. He kept saying, I don't want you to think I'm a jerk. I don't want you to think I'm a jerk. I just don't know where I'm supposed to go on your site. It just doesn't make sense. It's not coherent. And we're telling him, like, you're not being a jerk. This is the feedback that we want. And it was cool. Just real quick before I let y'all go, we went ahead and updated the site. I didn't even get to tell him. Nobody got to tell him, hey, it's updated. He had just messaged us back. He'd gone back and looked and said, I'm happy to see y'all took some of the advice. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad you didn't just think I was a jerk for saying it. So also, you help us get better.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
But also, screw you, Phil, for that. John's fired.
Oh.
He's saying that he's stuck with us. That's right, you are.
Amen and
See,
amen.
That's our grand master plan. Get everyone stuck on delicious coffee. We're so diabolical.
Oh, man. The worst.
Their life is ruined because they have coffee how it should taste.
All right, you misfits. Thanks again for stopping in and just chatting with us. Keep coming on in. We've seen a couple of y'all this morning, and it's been wonderful. Hope to see more of y'all through the week. But until then, we're going to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year ahead of time. Again, no live next week, but you'll still be hearing from us throughout the week. Until then, stay safe, stay free, and stay caffeinated, misfits.